Hi, and welcome at Rest and Digest with Yoga. My name is Esmé, and I warmly welcome you in tonight's session inspired by Hridaya Yoga. And Hridaya is the yoga of the heart that invites us to come back to our essence, to our true nature. And today I felt inspired to infuse our practice by the principle of what we call correspondence. I will not make it very philosophical, but the theme today was as within, so without. And you could also find these in the sacred text, the spiritual text, as where they show us, like where they found out, let's say it like this, that what happens in the universe, in the macrocosmos, is the same as what happens within us, seen as the microcosmos. So with that knowledge, with that understanding, that would mean that whatever happens inside of me or outside of me is a reflection from what is inside of me. So what is outside is inside and the other way around. And it's something that I leave with you to ponder upon and to take that into the practice and to just see what we experience inside and around us and everything that is happening during the practice, and just take that as a contemplation to see like how much influence we have on our experience. So with this, I invite you to just tune in for a moment and to just take that inspiration inside and just ponder upon that one sentence: as within, so without. As above, so below. Just closing our eyes and take that sentence, those words inside of our heart. And to just let it bubble a little bit inside of your chest. So what does it mean that the universe is the same as me, and me, like I am the universe? How much would that affect our choices, our thinking, our moving through life? And who's actually moving? Who's experiencing all this? Like, who am I? And this takes us into an inner inquiry of who am I actually? And we start feeling more and more into that sense of I, the more we come back in the heart, where there's no plan needed for this moment, and where we are invited to surrender to something deeper. Something that is moving us without us being involved. And as we just breathe in and out, we just feel how our body starts to relax. Feeling how we drop from the head into the chest even more. And every time that we catch ourselves in thinking, so going up in the mind again, just see that as a moment of catching, like a moment of remembering to just come back and let go and relax. Just become aware what just conscious breathing brings us. And conscious breathing is nothing more than being aware of the breath, moving by itself, breathing by itself. There's nothing to be done. Somehow that happens. And we become aware of the short pauses after inhalation and exhalation. Short moments where there's just this little pause, this nothingness after we shift from inhalation to exhalation, and again from exhalation to inhalation. And feel how these moments, these pauses, make us more aware of this calmness and stillness on the background that is always present there. And where we come back anytime that we feel like. It might be that some thoughts arise, or maybe we feel a little bit disturbed or impatient. And we also observe that, just fully allowing those thoughts without identifying with them. We don't have to react upon them. They can be there thinking whatever they want to think. So we create space between us and the thoughts, us and our feelings about the thoughts. So we just start breathing through everything, creating more and more space to just be here in the present moment, arriving where we finally start relaxing. Inhaling deeply again, feeling how the breath extends into the belly, letting go. And with the next inhalation, we reach up the arms. So we take the arms up, reaching towards the ceiling, or when you're outside, to the sky. And here in Amsterdam, the sky started to be a bit stormy, actually. There's a bit of rain, a lot of wind. But somehow when I start breathing, I feel like I'm in the midst of that wind, in that still eye of the storm. And it's a nice remembrance of our center in the heart. So we just start stretching a little bit left to right, feeling the stretch into the sides of the body. Inhaling deeply once again, arching back, and then allowing to lower the arms down, bringing the hands towards the floor. And we just stay here for a little bit, and you might feel this at the bottom, the lower back of your body. And again, we can just wiggle from left to right, feeling your seating bones on the floor. And if you So if you intensify the movements, you also start to massage the pelvic floor a little bit, like massaging, just wiggling from the left bone to the right sitting bone. And at the same time, we move the shoulders and shoulder blades. You can relax your head, just softening down. So let's take today's practice again to really softening down. So the Hridaya practice might be slower than many of the practices that we are used of in more power type of yogas, but it's one that brings us, like it's balancing out the dynamic of the busyness and the stiffness, the hardness, just by slowing down. Like lowering down, diminishing the pace that many times is so fast that we just pass by many of the subtle things that life is presenting us. So let's come back in a seated position with a straight back. Inhaling deeply, exhaling, and bringing the hands in front of the chest. The elbows are pointing downwards and the thumbs are touching the sternum. Inhaling, connecting to our heart. Lowering down the neck towards the chest. And it's this moment of connection, centering ourselves in the heart, inviting like peaceful thoughts, thoughts of kindness, while we're connecting deeper to our intrinsic goodness, feeling the gratitude for this moment, just taking the time to reconnect. And slowly we release the hands, bringing the head back up. And with this, we can open the eyes, and I invite you to come in a standing position. Placing the feet parallel to each other. Maybe just wiggling down, wiggling the legs. And then coming back, inhaling, bringing again the hands in front of the chest. Feeling how our feet are resting on the ground. The legs are straight. The knees are unlocked. And the hips are steady. And it's like we are resting in the pelvis. Where the belly starts to relax. Having a Buddha belly, soft belly. Your shoulders are relaxed and we're bringing a gentle smile on the lips. And when you're ready, we lower down the arms and we start to do some warm-ups to prepare the body for the asanas. And we start with the head first, dropping the chin down towards the chest, making slow full circles to the right. For every circle, you can at least take not 2, but 10 to 12 seconds. So we're not in a hurry. So in this way, we allow every muscle of the neck to stretch fully, making more space. Releasing all the tension in that area. And when you return to the front, we change direction, going counterclockwise to the left now. Continuing to breathe gently. Last round. And slowly we come back, taking a moment to become aware of the effects of the first warm-up, the rotation with the head, and we might become aware of the activation of energies in the back of the neck and in the front of the throat, the activation of Vishuddha chakra, the throat chakra, related to our inner wisdom and the ability to speak truth. Becoming aware of the pauses after inhalation and exhalation. Starting to rest even more. And then we continue with the next exercise. And for this, we bring the left ear to the left shoulder and the right ear to the right shoulder. And then slowly we increase the pace after first placing our attention in the middle of the forehead. So that helps us to stabilize our awareness, centering ourselves in the middle of the third eye, Ajna chakra. And if at any moment some dizziness arises, then you can just stop the exercise and just be gentle with yourself. There's nothing to worry about. There's just energy moving. And mostly when you stop and you open your eyes slowly, the dizziness will diminish. And of course, if at any moment it doesn't feel right to you, or you feel there's a pain or a hurt, then of course you can always adjust the pose or just skip the pose at all. So there's many variations of different poses, and it's really an invitation to get to know yourself and to feel like how your body moves and what's the right pose for you. So we continue this lateral movement of the head, and you can really loosen this whole area up and just check if your shoulders are steady in the middle. So we're not moving the shoulders, keeping them as still as possible. Really loosening up the whole area of the neck, waking up the gray mass in the skull, giving the brain a little wake-up call. And slowly we come back, and remaining with the eyes closed. Inhale deeply and relax, exhaling, becoming aware of the echoes of the second warm-up of today. Again, the activation in the back of the neck and simultaneously in the front of the forehead. The arousal of Ajna chakra, the third eye. Increased capacity to focus or concentration and clarity of the mind. Harmonizing the mental command center. And slowly we prepare for the next warm-up. And for this, the feet are hip-width apart or a little bit more. And from here, we start to move the shoulders up and down. And let this be a fluent movement that really comes from within. It's almost like we start dancing with the energy flow, our life force, waking up the body. At the same time, this practice gives us a very good massage of the whole back and the organs inside. Starting to enjoy the stretch and the movement of the body. Letting go of the seriousness and the busyness of the day. And slowly we allow the movement to calm down, coming back to stillness. Just witnessing the effects, the echoes of moving the body in this way. Increased flow of energy mainly through the spine, Sushumna Nadi, our main energy channel. Activation of Kundalini Shakti, our life force. And if there's any area in the body that benefit from some more attention, then you bring your awareness to that area so that the energy can flow upon that place, inducing the healing effects of the body. So we are training our awareness with capacity to witness at all times, and how that helps us to be more present in life, to direct our energies in the areas that benefit from that. And from here we continue. Let's keep the feet this way. You can even bring them apart a bit more, and then we come down a little bit, so bowing the knees, bringing the arms on shoulder wide, bringing the left hand in front of the chest, and then we twist to the right, so we open the right arm, and then we increase, starting to move the torso from left to right without taking the hips. So if the hips are tended to come with you, just make a counter movement with the leg. So when my left arm opens, I can bow the left knee forward and the other way around. And other than that, just see if your hips can stay in the center as much as possible. And then you just let go, making space, more space to breathe. Feeling the playfulness arises from your chest, from your belly. So what is within, and what is your outer experience in this moment? And are they coherent? So what if I would approach life with this secret giggle of playfulness, the spontaneity of a child? How would the world appear to me in that way? Oh, the last rounds, just letting go and let it flow. And slowly lowering the arms down, coming back to center, feeling the effects. There might be even this playfulness, or maybe there's just frustration. Of course, that is also welcome. But we are not attached to whatever state is here. And as you might have noticed before, they will change. Even in seconds or minutes, our mood can change. Also by choice, if we allow it. So it's that story of the black and the white wolf in our minds, like which one you feed wins. So let's intend to feed that white wolf a little bit more, bringing the joy in our practice, like feeling the joy of stretching. And even if there's contraction, or you might feel a pain, or maybe you're not really feeling fully vital, or even a little bit sick, approach it with that love and just that nurturing in doing the practice and the stretches. So the body actually is inspired and activated to heal and to let go of the toxins, of the moods that just flow. So from here, we place the feet 3 times hip width apart. Our toes are pointing towards the corners of your mat, or otherwise, let's say it's about 45 degrees. And then we're lowering down even more, and maybe like to do a few bounces. Well, I don't know what it's like. I think people do this in aerobics, or when I'm in the park, I see people do bounces, squats. And here it helps us a little bit to find stability. So it's like we are pushing our feet further in the ground so that we really feel the whole sole of the foot on both sides. And from here we place the hands on the top of the thighs. The hands are pointing backwards until we feel a stretch. So the arms are fully stretched, and it might be that your hands are more towards the knees. That might be the case if your arms are a bit longer. And then see if you can feel the stretch in your spine. So we are straightening the spine. It's like we're lengthening, elongating the spine. The chest is open. And from here we start bowing forward, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the nose. And then we hold the breath as long as we can in this pose. And then again, we come forward, exhaling through the mouth, inhaling through the nose, holding the breath. Coming forward, and we continue this practice in our own pace. Coming up, we hold the breath, and you could invite yourself to every time that we come back and we hold it 1 or 2 seconds more than before. In this way, we increase the oxygen and even deeper the subtle absorption of prana, our life force. And it might feel that you feel more spacious, more energized afterwards. So let's just continue. We finished the last one. And then just shuffling the feet back together, taking a moment of awareness, feeling the echoes. So what are you becoming aware of after the practice? For example, in me, I feel my body is warm. I feel like an expansion in my chest area, feeling more aliveness, a bit more light in the head, more calm. And what is it for you? And from here we start the first asana for today. Today I invite you to start with Trikonasana. So we bring the feet again 3 times hip width apart, but just this time check your feet. The sides of the feet are parallel the sides of the mat. So the feet are not opened, but they are parallel. And from here we bring the arms up, shoulder height. Just do one other check. If we're not just with the pelvis backward or bringing it too much forward, we would like to be just like in the center. So just straight, resting in our pelvis. And also here, see if you're not contracting the pelvic muscle. So we try to relax while this is very much an activating pose. But also here, there's an invitation to do it in such a way that you can relax in the pose, so that we can let go of the effort. So let's begin. So we start by the left side, activating the left side by going to the right. So we shift a little bit to the right, and then the right hand is going towards the right leg. You can also let it hang in the air, but an option is also to place the hand on the leg itself without pushing your weight upon it. And the left arm is straight, so the fingers are pointing towards the ceiling. And the last check is your spine and neck. So we would like to we'd like for the neck to be in line with the spine. So for this, you bring the chin towards the chest and then you bring it back again. So if you'd like a bit more, we can take the hand away from the leg. Closing the eyes. And even if the variation is less deep, that doesn't matter. So find the pose that challenges you enough that you feel the stretch and also the activation of the left side of the navel chakra. So yeah, you might feel it in the left side of your belly. You might feel the contraction a little bit. It's more like a stretch in the left side of the body. You might feel something in your arm. And let's just see if we can witness that. And that increasing that capacity to witness will bring so much freedom. To not be led by our tendencies or reactivity all the time. So we continue breathing. A few moments more. Moving our awareness away from the contraction that might appear. Resting in the pauses after inhalation and exhalation. Allowing the pose to be a meditation, and that might feel impossible. See if you can just rest in the chest, in the heart center. Just breathing. And slowly we come back, becoming a star, 5-pointed star, lowering down the arms. If you'd like to bring the feet together for a little bit, just take a short pause, keeping the eyes closed. So what are you observing after the first side of Trikonasana, the triangle pose? Such the activation of the left side, the perceptive side of Manipura chakra related to the navel area. It's an increase of our inner fire, our self-confidence and discipline. And when you feel ready, we turn to the other side. So again, the feet are 3 times hip width apart. We bring the arms up. See if we are resting in the center, resting and relaxing in our pelvis, releasing the pelvic muscles. Inhaling, bringing the arms up, and then we tilt to the left side, lowering down the left hand. And you can place the left hand on the left leg, straightening the right arm, pointing the fingertips towards the ceiling, and then checking your neck to the chest, bringing it backwards. So just find your ideal variation, bringing the immobility in the body, inducing the stillness in the mind, trying to detach from the thoughts that might arise. Maybe there's some resistance, frustration, and we don't have to do it right, you know. This is not a competition of who is the best yoga practitioner. No, what we'd like is to find that relaxation, the joy of just moving the body, feeling more, letting go of the control more. We might feel that the more we relax, we maybe even drop a little bit deeper. But it's not our aim. It's a consequence of the relaxation of the body. Activating the right side, the emissive side of Manipura chakra. That's related directly to our joy and self-discipline. The power of manifestation. The last moments. And slowly we come back very gradually, lowering the arms, bringing the feet together. Feeling the echoes of Trikonasana, the triangle pose. And as this is a polar asana, practicing two sides, we balance the yin and the yang aspect of Manipura chakra, the navel chakra, our inner fire, and overall well-being and harmonizing of our system. And increase self-confidence. And the power of manifestation. Who am I? And with this, I invite you to come to a seated position on the floor. Stretching the feet before us. Placing our hands on the back, at the back on the floor. In the stick pose we are. Taking a moment to fully arrive on the ground. If you feel your feet are a bit stiff, or you can even just move the feet in slow circles, rotating the feet. So we're just loosening up the joints. Loosening up the ankles, And if you like, you can even give some more attention to the legs, our strong, beautiful legs that are carrying us all day. Just caressing the legs, massaging the legs, whatever you feel like will help you to relax more and be more present here. Flexing the toes. Preparing ourselves for the practice of Paschimottanasana, the seated forward bend. So we just place ourselves on the seated bones, removing the flesh. And when you sit straight, we start. So with awareness, we inhale, we exhale, relaxing, checking in with our hearts again. So how are we doing? How do we feel? Just with an open attention, just observing and practicing loving and allowing what is. There's nothing to fix. And when you feel ready, with an inhalation, we move the arms up towards the ceiling, opening the hands, and from the hips, we reach forward. So my chest is moving towards the knees, my chin towards my forehead, towards the toes, and see if you can reach the toes with the hands. But if that's not possible, you just bring the hands wherever they land. So they might land on the shins or on the knees. So see whatever is available for you today. And then we let go of the effort. So you don't have to try to adjust the pose. Of course, if there's any constraints or not constraints, strains or need to do so, you are so free to do that at any time. But if you find a pose, then just let's decide to stay in that for this moment, and then we drop the effort fully. So we start relaxing in the asana. The mobility of the body induces the stillness of the mind. It's all related, the body, the mind, the heart. So in this way we use the body as a vessel to quiet the mind, just witnessing with an open attention. So what is alive in this moment? Are there any thoughts that are trying to keep you busy? And what if we would not involved in the thoughts? That we just see them as thoughts. And we just let them come and go. We're not interested in the content of the thoughts. They're just thoughts. And if we turn away our awareness from the thoughts, turning them towards the heart, how does that feel? What difference does that make? We might become aware of some fine sensations in the area of the tailbone. The arousal of Muladhara chakra, revitalizing our whole being, connected to the earth element, the connection to the earth and nature. And we become aware of the universality of this energy. Like, it's not a personal energy like my vital energy. There is vital energy flowing through us, through everything. And with the question, who am I? We surrender the effort and we just drop into the stillness of the heart. Who am I? And slowly we come back, bringing the back in a straight position, supporting ourselves with the hand on the ground. Remaining with the eyes closed, we become aware of the echoes of Paschimottanasana, the seated forward bend. We felt the regeneration of our whole system with vital energy. We feel how we are grounded even deeper into the earth, which comes with a feeling of safety that is not related on external things. It is anchored inside of our own inner foundation. And when you feel ready, I invite you to come on your back. And from here we just take time to allow the body to adjust to this position and to fully arrive on your yoga mat or on the ground. Yeah, just let's bring the knees towards the chest, embracing ourselves by grasping the elbows. And let's just take a moment to just wobble from left to right, just massaging the back, embracing ourselves. And then coming back to the center, staying here a few moments more in stillness. And then we lower down the feet to the ground. And then we stretch the arms on shoulder height, placing the hand palms on the floor. And then allow the knees to drop to the left. And our head towards the right, not elbow, but shoulder. Relaxing. In this twist. In this way we invite an increased blood flow towards the pelvic area and the sexual organs. Revitalizing the spine as well. Flexing the hips. Coming back to the center and then allowing the knees to drop to the other side, to the right, and the head towards the left shoulder. Twisting the spine in the other direction. You could always choose to use some props in this way. So if it's too intense for the hips, for example, you might like to use a pillow and allow your knees to rest on the pillow. So just see what relaxes you more. So again, this is not an invitation to push your knees towards the floor. They don't have to touch the floor, they can even hang in the air as long as you're not overstretching or pushing yourself, in which we could harm the hips. And then we come back and we prepare for the last asana of today. And this will be the contracted bridge pose. So the bridge on tension, the contracted bridge pose. And for this, we try to grasp the heels, rolling the shoulders underneath the back, and then contracting the muscles of the buttocks and moving the pelvis upwards. And in this way, you feel how the chest is moving towards the chin. And this is the final position that we try to hold for some time. So it's the last asana of today. Bringing our body into stillness. Remaining a long, gentle breath. And while we observe anything that's alive, you might also become aware of the arousal of Manipura chakra, increased inner fire. While we're relaxing in the pose, feel how this fire is charging our system, our being, with that universal quality. Bringing the fire into our hearts and simultaneously activating the throat chakra, Vishuddha chakra. And slowly we allow the pose to become a meditation, holding it one more minute. Just resting in the pauses of the breath. And slowly we allow the buttocks to lower down to the ground. We roll the shoulders outside and we stretch the legs in front of us. And we take a moment to receive the fruits of the practice of the contracted bridge pose. And harmonizing of the energy of the fire element, our inner power that is not dominant when connected to our hearts, fueled with pure intention and enthusiasm. Fueled with a clear intuition related to Vishuddha chakra, fueled with truth. So, allowing our inner voice to speak, voicing our truth. And with this, we arrived at the final relaxation. So make yourself comfortable. Use pillows and soft blankets to cover yourself, or put on some socks or a nice sweater. And then coming back in a straight position on the floor, Spreading our legs and our arms widely apart, receiving the body fully charged with universal qualities, our inner fire, being fully present and open. We find our awareness resting in the tips of the left toes, allowing the left leg to relax from down, gradually up. Sending love and light towards the left leg. We receive the left leg fully relaxed now. And we find our awareness resting now in the tips of the right toes. Allowing the right leg to relax from the tip of the toes all the way up into the hip. Sending love and light to the right leg. We receive the right leg fully relaxed now. And our awareness is resting now in the tips of the left fingers. Slowly allowing every finger to relax. Relaxing the hand palm, the wrist, and the forearm. Relaxing the elbow, the upper arm, and the left shoulder. Sending love and light to the left arm. And we receive the left arm fully relaxed now. And with our awareness, we bring the relaxation towards the tips of the right fingers, allowing every finger of the right hand to relax. Relaxing the right hand palm and the wrist, the forearm, the right elbow, relaxing the upper arm and the shoulder. Sending love and light towards the right arm, We receive the right arm fully relaxed now. And we are aware of the overall relaxation of all the four limbs, the both legs and the both arms, and how that is spreading over the whole body. We feel the buttock relaxing. We relax the pelvic area, the abdominal area, and feeling a warmth gathered in our tailbone, moving up the spine, relaxing the whole back. Feeling the openness of the chest and a vibrating heart full of aliveness and enthusiasm. Relaxing the shoulders and the neck, the throat, the nape. And we relax the muscles of the face, relaxing the jaw, the lips, and the tongue. Relaxing the both cheeks and both ears. Relaxing the nose and the both eyes, eyelids, temples, and eyebrows. We relax the forehead and the skull. Relaxing left and right brain. We are fully relaxed now, full of vitality, peace, and stillness. And slowly we connect again to the physical body, wiggling the toes, the fingers, moving the head from left to right. Maybe you'd like to give yourself a little stretch. And slowly moving on your side. And when you feel ready, I invite you to come back in a seated position. Bringing the hands in front of the chest one more time, taking a moment to feel our hearts. Connecting to a sense of gratefulness, of gratitude. Feeling recharged, peaceful. Receiving the fruits of another rest and digest with yoga. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here and joining this space of practice together. It was very joyful for me. I'm looking forward to see you again.